Hello, Cooper Clover 1972 here. Of course, you know he's Brian. So anyways, as the title says, it's Aero Easter Sale pickups. I'm going to show those. Um, I also, well, good news. I've paid my credit card balance to zero. It went up a little to like $26. That's a total. That was like expenses. Like yesterday I paid it off and I paid that whole amount. So, things I paid for after that that didn't go into the permanent. Well, the posted transactions, they were in temporary transactions. They hadn't transferred over. That's been like $26. A little more is coming in because I went out to eat. But anyways, the point is, I basically have paid off the credit card balance, and I feel really good about that. And I was going to do a video because I also have reserved. I work at a library, and in the basement, the cellar of the library, they have a used and new books, DVDs, Blu-rays, vinyl. They sell that people donate. So I had a whole bunch of stuff put to the side, and I've had it held to the side since maybe October, November of last year, and they're perfectly fine with waiting on as long as they need to wait for me to purchase them. But I think I can purchase them now because they're open on Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and I don't know if they're open on Sundays. I never work on Saturday and Sunday there, but anyways, technically it hasn't cleared my my checking account balance in the bank. It's cleared on the credit card website, but so once it technically clears on when it actually totally clears on my bank account, then I'm going to buy the movies in the basement of the library. So that might be Monday, or might be Wednesday. But I was going to do a video at that particular time and show not just the Arrows but the library ones. But I decided I'm going to do a separate video of that. And one of the reasons, the basic reason is because the Hiroshima album, which I've been talking about, ad infinitum, forever and ever. I need a few things on it before I can get it in a final form. And one of those things is my cousin's daughter. I want her to sing on it, and she's got a great voice. She creates her own songs, but she's very busy because she's a senior in high school. So I'm just waiting it out until she's less busy, because she's going to sing on a few of the songs. And then my friend Sasha from the UK, he does narration on one piece, and he does a poem that I wrote. But he did a few things wrong. He read them fine. He read them perfectly fine. But he said a few things wrong, like instead of saying Robert Oppenheimer, he said Roger Oppenheimer, and instead of saying the dogs of war, he said the dogs of war, and then the poem I gave him, basically he said it perfectly. It was my fault because I said Hiroshima Majestic Sands when I meant to say Hiroshima's Majestic Sands. So basically he did it fine, but he just got to re-record those two things for me. It won't take too long. I don't think it's yeah. So that's why it's kind of being delayed. But anyways, so the reason why I want to do two pickup videos, is I want to get more material of the album out on YouTube. Sneak peeks, more sneak peeks, and so I thought, if I did two videos, I could show more songs from the album. Instead of showing two songs like I do in every video, like the start and end of each video, I could show four. I could show two for this one, and then two for the library pickup. So that's what I'm going to do. So, anyways, in this particular case, I'm going to focus on two ones that have the same word in the title. I think I'll start off with I'll start off with I'll start off with the instrumental one first, and then the vocal one second. The first one's called Isuzu in the Dark. I don't know exactly. I think I'll put that in the, I don't know, the war part, the summer part, summer war part, or maybe the autumn aftermath part, or maybe even the winter death part. I can't, I gotta figure it out. But anyways, that'll be the first thing. That's approximately, I think it's about a minute and 30 seconds, or under a minute and 40 seconds. Maybe it's a minute and 35 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood. And after you watch the pickups video, I'll show another Hiroshima song, and that particular song is called Suzu's Not Coming Back Today, and I sing on that. I don't know if my vocals are the greatest on that, or at least at the start of the song, if they're that great. I also don't know if at the start of the song whether it's a little confusing. Maybe my voice can't be heard very well, and it might not be clear what I'm saying. So I have to think about that, you know. But I'm sort of satisfied with that. I don't know if my voice sounds the greatest. I mean, the song "Take Cover" that I already put on YouTube, I think that sounds pretty good with my voice. There's another song I did that I put up on YouTube called "The Death Chick." That's my voice that you hear, but I recorded it and off my iPhone. And the first part of it, I hit up like a piano key on the iPhone, like a keyboard key. You know how on a keyboard or a piano on the left part it's more lower in the octave scale, and then on the right side it's higher in the octave scale. Well, that's what I basically did. I recorded my voice and then put it on a certain octave. You know, I did it on a low octave, and then at the end of the song it's on a higher octave. So that's why you hear it like that. But that's my voice. So anyways, okay, enough of all that. So the first song you're going to hear is called Isuzu in the Dark. Then you'll see the Arrow pickups that I bought from the Arrow Easter sale. And then I'll finish the video off with a song called Isuzu is Not Coming Back Today. And that's the end of the video. Oh, and also, well, I don't know. I don't want to go on too long here. I don't want to bore you because I see I'm already 8 minutes in. But there's another piece of music not related to the Hiroshima album, but maybe I'll tackle it soon. It's called Audition. It's kind of ominous sounding when I was working on creating a song, so I thought, why not call it Audition? I got that title from the Takashi Miike movie, the Japanese movie called Audition. So, but that's going to be, I could be separate songs, but I think I'm going to make it into one piece. I've got like, on one file, I've got like 6, 7 guitar tracks, and then on another file, I have like 3. And when I play like the first GarageBand file with like the 6 or 7 guitars, like I literally can't play all 7 tracks at once because it's like an overload for the computer. So it's very, very complex, and I don't know if I add keyboards. I don't know if I add drums, but it's a big project, and I think it's going to be maybe in the neighborhood of 20, 25 minutes. I don't even know if we'll go to 30 minutes. Oh, and the Hiroshima album, I don't want to go on and on forever here, but it looks like it's going to be like a 2-hour, 40-minute, or 3-hour album. The reason why it's that long, I would say, is because I've worked on it for over a year, specifically like designing kind of stuff that would fit in the album. But also I had older pieces of music that I worked with on GarageBand, and I thought why they could fit into the album. So that's why it's such a big album. But anyways, I don't want to bore you anymore. Here's the first song, Isuzu in the Dark. You'll see the video you'll see the Arrow Blu-rays I picked up during the Easter sale they had, and it ends on May 2nd, I believe. And then after that, you'll hear Isuzu isn't coming back today, and that'll be the end of the video. Okay, no longer. I'll shut up now. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so here's the portion of the video that's going to talk about the Arrow pickups. I'll try and make this as fast as I possibly can. I don't want to bore you too much. You don't have to feel like you have to watch this at all. Oh, I'm gonna do another thing like I always do. I'll put it at the start of the video. I just forgot about it, and that is, well, like I do with basically all my pickups videos. I don't. Maybe my earlier ones I didn't do this. I'm not sure. But at the start of this video, so I'm sort of regurgitating or being redundant here, but I'll put a subtitle saying the pickups start at such and such minutes and seconds. So you don't have to, if you don't like the intro to this video, or you don't even want to hear the songs or whatever, you can fast forward to where we are going right now. So that's, so, you know, just to save you some trouble, if you just want to see the pickups, whatever you want to do, it's your choice, you know. Anyways, so I'll start off with the first one. I got this today. I waited for this one the longest of all the movies I bought in the sale, and that's Weird Science. I haven't seen this film since the 80s. I think it's directed by John Hughes. It's the only film I have directed by John Hughes. I don't think I'm really a John Hughes fan. Really, it's not really my thing. I guess he does a lot of coming of age stuff. And I don't know why I bought this. I don't know, because Kelly LeBrock in this is kind of attractive in it, and I think she was married to Steven Seagal, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Robert Downey Jr. appeared in this movie. And I thought I'd buy it. I don't really buy a lot of 80s film. Well, I buy some 80s. I like some. I don't know. I mean, I like The Last Emperor and RoboCop a lot, and I like The Empire Strikes Back, Raging Bull, Blade Runner, The Shining, Run, There's some good '80s movies. I don't know, but maybe I think some other decades have produced more stuff that I like. I don't know. But anyways, just forget all that. Next one up is Shogun's Joy of Torture. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna run into problems with YouTube if I show pictures on here. I have to, because there's nudity in here, and I think you see, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this guy is painting a tattoo on this woman's breast, but I will. Oops, I created a problem there. You know what I'll do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show the pictures, but I'm going to like put like things covering the breasts or whatever. Maybe I'll try that and see what happens. Because like so I don't have to worry. So, anyways, here's the first picture. Here's the first picture inside the book. They have nice booklets, sort of like Criterion. I like probably Criterion is my favorite boutique label. But Arrow's not bad. Arrow maybe shows stuff that maybe Criterion wouldn't put in their collection. Maybe stuff more. Would the word be eclectic? I don't know. Or more off the beaten path. Not as artsy or highbrow. More pop culture kind of stuff. I don't know. I think I can cover some of these images up. In the editing process. And if I do, I'll figure something out, because when I do these videos, after I record them, I watch them just to make sure. Well, for two things I can think of at the moment, and that is, first thing is I put in subtitles in the video if I forget to say something. So. In this particular video, well, no, in all videos, if I forget to say something, I put in some subtitles because I usually forget to say something. So, like I know Aaron Penn, when he shows movies on his channel, like I'm doing now, where I'm showing the inside of the movie. He like covers, if it's a woman's private parts, like her breasts or whatever. He covers it before he shows it to the camera. But I think when he does that, he's usually streaming when he's showing that. So you can't you can't put covered pictures, a picture that like a block or something to cover the image. So, because I think Culture Dog, when he shows stuff on his channel, like his premieres, and he has these people that they show laser discs. They show other things too, but laser discs is their big deal. And but anyways, I think like he inserts a picture, and I don't know. Maybe it's not just in the case of something like nudity, but like if somebody mentions something, but they don't have it in their hands. Don't have it available, or they're talking about something and they just don't have access to it to show a picture of it. Like he inserts it later, because when he does his, I guess it's podcasts on YouTube. I guess it's a podcast. When he does his podcasts on YouTube, he'll insert pictures in, like if he's talking about something, if somebody else is talking about something that where a picture is not readily available while they are shooting shooting the show, you know, shooting the podcast or whatever, you know. So, anyways, so Shogun's Joy of Torture looks pretty interesting. I guess some of these. There's going to be a movie I show at the end of towards the end of the video, or one of the last video movies I show. And I want the special features on it. I'll discuss it a bit when I get to it. But they talk about this thing called Roman porno or Roma porno, which I guess a lot of Japanese directors did in the 70s, which was like softcore porn. And I guess a lot of Japanese directors cut their teeth that way at the time. But how it relates to what I'm talking about here is if you see these, you notice that like some of them have this, you know, sexuality, like nudity and you know, stuff like that. What was it talking about? So you know, so yeah, some of these movies might be those what are called Roman porno or Roma porno or whatever that is. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say the name of these movies. I said Shogun's Joy of Torture, I think, but I'll just Shogun's Joy of Torture. And this one's, wait a minute, which one do I show second? I can't remember. Irizumi, I can't remember if I showed that third or fourth. And then this one's called Orgies of Edo. I think, yeah, that's a single movie. That's a single movie. Yeah, Shogun's Joy of Torture is also a single movie. Because a few of these Blu-rays, even though they're in a single disc set, there are more than one film in here. You know, even though when you get regular movies, they come in a certain size set. You know, and then box sets, you know, sometimes are bigger, or at least they used to be mostly bigger in the past, but now they're starting to change that a bit. So this one's called Yoshida, Love and Anarchism. Hiju Yoshida. So I bought some of these blind, but I like to go to Japan, and I know I know how to speak some Japanese language, and I've had 3 physical Japanese teachers, one in 4th grade, who was an American whose father was stationed in the military there, I think in Okinawa. So I learned a lot from him. That was 4th grade. I learned some Japanese history from him. And then 6th grade, I had a Japanese woman, but I don't know if I really learned much from her. And then after high school, the 6th grade one, that was the whole class learned Japanese from her. The 4th grade, when I was in 4th grade, both of them were Montessori schools. So the 4th grade, he taught me just me Japanese, not any other students he taught. And then after I graduated from high school, there's the adult continuing ed courses you can take. It's not college, because you don't have to pass the interview or take an SAT, or you can go to college at night, and I think you don't have to pass an SAT or an interview or anything. You can do it that way. But this is not college, but it is not, it really isn't. But only adults take these courses, because it's called adult continuing education. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I took a Japanese class of adult continuing education, and she was a woman from Hiroshima, And with her class, she sort of reinforced what I learned from my fourth grade teacher. You know, it brought me sort of what I knew from my fourth grade teacher. It sort of came back, or already was there, but reinforced. And then I learned a little bit more Japanese from her. And then these days, I don't know, in the last year or so, or maybe 2 years or something, I found on YouTube this thing called JapanesePod101.com, and they do other languages too. So I've been watching. I signed up for it online, but then I saw that they hit you with like a big fee, and I withdrew before I could be hit with a big fee, because they'll if you sign up, they'll have an actual Japanese teacher listen to you online and tell you how to correct your pronunciation. They'll show you how to write. How to read Japanese. So I had to bail out of that before it starts a lot of money. But I do watch the JapanesePod101.com stream, and that's at 11 p.m. Wednesdays Eastern time, which is noon Japan time. When it's daylight savings, when it's not daylight savings time, it's 10 p.m. Eastern time, because Japan is 13 hours ahead of us when we have daylight savings time. I guess they're 14 hours ahead of us Eastern time, when we don't have daylight savings time. So anyways, this is I think it's a bunch of horror movies. It's called the Bloodthirsty Trilogy, The Vampire Doll, Lake of Dracula, Evil of Dracula. I know I haven't said the special features on all these, but I don't know. I mean, at this point in the video, it says I'm almost up to 15 minutes. And, I did record a part before this part I just recorded now. So I know I'm way past 15 minutes. I'll probably put a subtitle right here in this area, right where I'm talking, where I'm saying, the video actually is such and such minutes and seconds long. But anyways, I'm digressing. But I think these are horror movies. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe some of these films are on Shudder, but I don't mind. I like having access to these films on physical media. Great thing about physical media is if they pull it off streaming, you have an actual physical copy. Certain things like Salo, which is a Criterion by Pasolini. It's about these Italian fascist politicians and military fascists. They take these young people to a mansion in the countryside of Italy, and basically they subject them to all these tortures. And like one of the things is they make them eat their own poop, which is very hard for me to watch. And Salo is relentless. It's how you see a horror movie and you can like take a breather in certain parts of the movie, like just relax and not be hung, be taught, like be TAUT, like be totally totally nervous all the time and not being able to just relax for a second. Salo is one of those films that just does not stop. It's relentless. There's another film like that. Both of these films are in the Criterion Collection. There's another Criterion, it's by Michael Haneke, called Funny Games. I haven't seen the American remake with Naomi Watts in it, but I think he's from Austria. But anyways, in that particular film, it's about two young men. They're like teenagers, and they subject this family to basically horrible tortures, and they spare nothing. Because there's a kid in the film and a dog, and they spare nothing. So those are. But I think like films like Salo are important because it shows them how corruption of power can be abused. How power can be abused and corrupted, no matter what government it is. So I think those films are important. And if you don't have them available on a streaming platform, if you have them on a physical media, as a physical media choice, then you can preserve those things, because like in the past, like when like not necessarily the U.S., but like countries like England and other countries, maybe Italy, they would like raid people's houses and get rid of people's movies because it's censorship, because it like showed something like violence or sex or cannibalism or whatever, So so there's a battle, of freedom to be expressive artistically and whatever the government thinks is human decency. So I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'm digressing a little bit. I'm not really talking about the movies in a way. This one's by Kinji Fukasaku. Kinji Fukasaku's New Battles Without Honor and Humanity, the complete trilogy. So technically all three of these are box sets. This one has 3 films, I believe. Yeah, it does. This film's a trilogy, but it's not like a box set because it's like the case is like one you'd have for a regular single Blu-ray or DVD, but it houses 3 in all these particular cases, and the next one too is a trilogy. But anyway, so I don't know. Maybe this is about Yakuza. Yakuza are what do you call those people? They're like the mob in Japan because there's a person from Lone Wolf and Cub in here. Which is great. Lone Wolf and Cub is on Criterion. I highly recommend that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff written on these, and if I talk about this forever, the video will just go on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? But the great thing about Arrow Films, I mean, like Criterion's have great special features, like archival stuff, documentary stuff, interviews with the actors and the crew, and they sometimes they have a person tell why the film is an important film, like a professor or some kind of film scholar, or other filmmakers that were influenced by such and such a film. And Arrow somewhat is in that league as well. But yeah, so like a friend of mine, he highly regards the Arrow of 12 Monkeys because like there's a detailed documentary about the making of the film, and he says the commentary is really good. So, which I do have. I've seen 12 Monkeys before, but I haven't watched my Arrow of it. But anyways, so that's Kinji Fukasaku's Battles Without Honor and Humanity, the complete trilogy. And next up we have this trilogy. These are directed by Seijun Suzuki, and he's got some films on Criterion. He's got a whole bunch of films on Criterion. This trilogy is called the Taisho trilogy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think I am. And the first one's called, I'm going to try and say these right, Zigu Uner Wiesen. And then the second one is Kanguro Za. And then the third one is called Yumeji. Yumeji, that's probably correct, that I would say. that are pronouncing that one correct, the third one at least. You know what you can do? All these movies that I'm mentioning, you can just go up. You just can Google them or go on Arrow's website, and it will tell you, you know, who's on the commentaries, what's featured on the documentaries, all that stuff. You won't, so you know, you won't have to hear it from me, you know, because I think people get a little bit bored if you are constantly talking, you know. That's why, like when I do reviews, sometimes I put pictures in because I think it adds more flavor to the video. Like that Congo video I just did, Go Ape in April. You know that a YouTuber that I know, Ethel Cross, started this thing called Go Ape in April, and I'm probably going to do more Go Ape in April films, but probably it's going to have to spill over into May because. I think today is the last day of April 30th. I don't think it's the 31st. Tomorrow, I think, is May 1st. I'd have to look at the calendar, but yeah, I have Planet of the Apes prequels, so I could watch those. I thought of buying the Planet of the Apes sequel sequel box set, which I think is a total of 5 films. I do have the original Planet of the Apes, and I have King Kong too. So I don't know. We'll see. I have Peter Jackson's King Kong. I like that more than the 30s King Kong. Maybe that's sacrilege to say that, but I think it's just done way better, and I just like it better. Lord of the Rings, it's entertaining, but I don't know. I wouldn't put it on the same level as I would put Vertigo or La Dolce Vita or Persona or the Colors trilogy by Kieslowski or the Decalogue or Seven Samurai or Tokyo Story. I know I'm going on a little here, but you know, like Woman in the Dunes or The Face of Another or The Burmese Harp or what's another movie? Fires on the Plain, you know, Last Emperor, The Conformist, Godard's Weekend, Gary, Wrath of God, The Bitter Tears of Petra von Khan. It's not on that level, in my opinion, but it is entertaining. I know I went on too long there. Anyways, this next one is called the Daimajin trilogy. I know that Gaijin in Japanese means foreigner. So Jin, I don't know exactly. Maybe it's demon. I don't know, but it's. I think some of these films I bought are samurai films. This one takes place. This Taisho trilogy takes place in the early 20th century. But this one is. I think it's like demons and stuff in it. But it's set in the. Yeah, there's an ancient god and stone idol. I don't know. Look it up on Google and on Arrow's website, and you'll know more. Yeah, I'm with, you know, I'm going past these movies real fast. You know, I'm not saying what the special features are, but I just think I'm going to bore people if I do that. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, let's get to the next one. So this one is called, it's a box set. It's called Graveyards of Honor. And it's 2 films. One's by Minji Fukasaku. And of course, the second one is by a very well-known Japanese director named Takashi Miike, who's directed, you know, some pretty famous movies. Of course, like one of the hallmarks of his career was Audition, which I have. I've seen that on Joe Bob's Last Drive-In show on Shudder. I have it too. It's kind of a hard watch, but it's a very good movie. And then he directed a movie called I confuse it with the Peter Jackson film because I think his one is called Dead or Alive, and the Peter Jackson one is called Dead Alive, or is it the other way around? But anyways, yeah. So that one, Dead or the Miike Dead Alive one, whatever it is, that one's a little gross in that particular movie. So is Audition a little gross in one of the scenes, and then part of it's kind of hard to watch, but it's a good movie, Audition. So, anyways, so basically, I think this is the same story, but it's done by two different directors. I think that's what this particular this director Kinji Fukasaku, he directed Battle Royale and Doberman Cop, and I have Battle Royale, and I have it on a box set with the sequel as well. I hear Battle Royale is a fantastic Japanese film. I don't have it on Blu-ray. I just can't double dip from a DVD to a Blu-ray. I think I got it, the Battle Royale, either for free or for a few dollars because it was at the library that I work at. So, you can't pass that up, I guess. And this version's the Takashi Miike film. This one's the Kinji Fukasaku film. So I think it's the same story, just done by two different Japanese directors and at different time periods. Okay, now we're getting to a film I just watched today. It has two different cuts on here. It sort of grew on me a little bit more watching it today. I think it has some rewatchability to it. This is set in the modern day. It's called Sailor Suit and Machine Gun. I bought it because of the sound of the titles kind of, well, Japanese titles sometimes would sound weird to Westerners. Like on Seinfeld, they have they talk about a show called The Super Terrific Happy Hour. So it's like some shows or I don't know about movies, maybe TV shows or whatever. When they're translated into English from Japanese, they sound kind of funny. They sound weird. But anyways, so I've watched this movie. I watched this, the extended cut first, and then I watched the special features. And one of the Japanese people in the film and the documentary was saying, you really should watch the theatrical cut first and then the extended cut second. But I did it the other way around. But I didn't watch the documentary until I watched the extended cut first. But anyways, this is about a high school student. She becomes the heir to being a Yakuza boss. Yakuza is like the mob in Japan. And they're known for having tattoos on their body. I think basically on their backs. Yakuza have tattoos on their backs. Japan, they like bathing. They're big into bathing. And if you know about Japan, it has volcanoes, at least one volcano. I think it has more than one volcano, but it has at least Mount Fuji. And in the past of Japanese history, they've bathed in the volcanic waters. They also have they call them onsens where they bathe. And in the modern day, you can bathe in those, or you can bathe in hot baths that are regulated, like electrical wise, that are not volcanic. So I hope I go to Japan one day, but I would think to myself, if I was going to do one of this, when that phrase, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. I don't know if that phrase actually means, when you're in Paris, do as the French do, visit the Eiffel Tower, see the Mona Lisa at the Louvre, see the Champs-Élysées. I'm butchering that, I bet. when you're in Rome, go to the Vatican. Go to the Colosseum, go to St. Peter's Basilica, go to the Sistine Chapel to see Michelangelo's paintings, see David and Florence. You know what I mean. So in Japan, one of the things like a Westerner should maybe try to do is visit an onsen, like other things, like attending a Buddhist meditation ceremony or attending a tea ceremony or going to a sumo match, sumo wrestling or seeing a NOH play or a kabuki play or, I don't know if I'm boring you, but anyways, she becomes heir to the Yakuza family, and she gets caught in some predicaments with other Yakuzas, and she sort of learns how to grow up very quickly because she's a Yakuza. And you know what? I think it grew. I think it's growing on me, and I don't know if this was what do you call it, a manga or a graphic novel before it became a movie. If you know, you can put the comments down there. In any case, so yeah, she runs into some predicaments, and yeah, I liked it. I guess I thought I think I might watch this over again. It has some stuff that's kind of gruesome. Well, is that the right way to put it? Is there really gruesome stuff in here? I don't know. Violence. I don't know. I think it's worth seeing. I don't know if it's gruesome to the effect of like Salò gruesome. I don't know if it's that gruesome. But and the woman who plays the Yakuza boss, what's her character name? Izumi. Wait a minute. Hochi Izumi. Hochi's the last name and Izumi is the first name, or Izuma. Usually in Japanese, when you talk to somebody, you call them by their last name first. It's like a sign of respect. And when you talk to somebody, you address them, you call them like one of the characters in the movie is called Mayumi, or the main character's name is Izumi, but you say like Mayumi-san or Izumi-san, which shows like respect, which you're supposed to do when you talk to somebody. Like the teacher I watch on JapanesePod101.com. Her name is Risa, so she addresses the people in the chat. She says Cooper Glover San. I'm gonna make some names up. Richard San, Mike San, George San, Lisa San, Laura San. That's how you address your students. And she's the sensei, the teacher. So but I like this. I think it's not a bad purchase. I think I would watch it again. But I think well, no, this film is a pretty famous film in Japan, and I don't think it's got a lot of exposure in the West until maybe this Arrow release sort of making it more well known in the West. I don't know, but it's not a bad movie. Okay, next up we have three of them are recommendations, and the fourth is kind of a recommendation. So anyways, there's a YouTuber named Aaron Pin. He's in Canada. He shows a lot of sales on his channel. That's what he basically does a lot on his streams. Like he streams like 3-4 times a week. So one day he was streaming. He was doing the Arrow stream. And I wrote in the comments, I said, my computer, I sort of blew the speakers because I have had it attached to the guitar amp, and the feedback sort of wrecked the speakers. I mean, they're not totally ruined, but they're sort of bad. They're pretty bad. That's why I bought a Bluetooth speaker. Amazon Echo Alexa, which will probably light up when it lit up when I said its name. But anyways,
sorry, I don't know that.
See, there it goes. But anyways, so I typed in the comments. I said, I won't be watching, but I'll be making dinner in the kitchen. But I'll have my TV on, because I have a Roku stick and I can, watch YouTube on it. But I'll have the audio on there, and I'll be hearing what you're saying. And he said, Kubrick lover. Well, he knows my real name, but he's Kubrick. He didn't say Kubrick. He said Kubrick. He said, you should buy this movie. And the movie he said to buy was Ludwig. So I looked at it on the website. And basically, I guess the thing that made me pull the trigger on it was one of the characters plays Richard Wagner, the opera composer. The director is Visconti, Luciano Visconti, who's an Italian director. I have two of his movies. I have The Damned and I have The Leopard. The Leopard is a Criterion with Burt Lancaster. Maybe I have to rewatch those movies over again. I don't know if I was enthralled with Visconti compared to Fellini or De Sica or Antonioni or Pasolini. And Rossellini, I've got to dip my toes a bit more into, because I have the War trilogy, but I haven't watched it yet. I've seen like The Flowers of St. Francis, I think it's called, by Rossellini. I've seen that. I think there was a movie De Sica was in that Rossellini directed. De Sica played a person of the royal class or the wealthy class. It might have been set in the past, like the 19th century. I'm digressing. It's about Ludwig, the King Ludwig of Bavaria. It's like I also bought it because you can watch either the theatrical edition, which I guess is around 4 hours, or you can watch it even longer in 5 parts, the television version. So I pulled the trigger and bought it. I pulled the trigger and bought this. Hope I'm not. I like period films. I don't know if I'm going to be bored. I don't know. I like classical music, but I haven't listened to classical music in quite some time. But I do like Wagner. I mean Terrence Malick. I like a lot of his films. And my favorite Terrence Malick film is The New World, and he features Wagner's music from The Ring. This one says Ludwig. He loved women. He loved men. He lived as controversially as he ruled, but he did not care what the world thought. He was the world. From Luciano Visconti, the director of The Damned and Death in Venice. Once again, your eyes will be opened. I haven't seen Death of Venice. That one looks kind of interesting. I think it's based on the Thomas Mann novel. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I think I'm saying it. Well, okay, let's get to the next one. This is a film my friend Sasha was talking about, Sexy Monkey. I think he was saying like you either like it or you hate it. And there's intro by Terry Gilliam before you watch the movie. If you want to include the intro with the movie, you just hit intro with movie or whatever it says. So Terry Gilliam in the interim says, some of you people are going to hate this movie, some of you people are going to love this movie, and some people I think he says are not going to know, won't know what to think of this movie. So it's Tideland. But I think I've seen footage of this movie. So I watched a little of the starting. So, and I think it's told from the view of a little girl, and her parents are like heroin addicts at the start here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I like Time Bandits. 12 Monkeys is good. I'm not sure what to think of Brazil. I have Brazil. I don't know. Maybe I should watch Brazil again. Sometimes you warm up more to a movie as time passes. Like House, the Japanese film. When I first saw it, I thought it was a piece of garbage. But I think I've warmed up to it. You just have to go with that. You can't like be rigorously logical about it. You sort of have to have fun with a movie like that, I would say. So we're getting to the second to last movie in this video. This was the last one I got from the sale. The last one I'll show you is an Arrow, but it's out of print and it's a limited edition, and I bought it off of eBay. But before I show that one, here's the last one I got from the sale. This is called Come Drink With Me. It's a Chinese film. It's directed by King Hu, who directed, this is a slipcover, by the way. A few of these are slipcovers. I don't know if I can go back. Well, the Sailor Suit and Machine Gun is a slipcover. I know that slipcovers are kind of valuable. I think there's another slipcover in this. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. So, yeah, but this one has a slipcover. And inside, you got an inside there. And this movie is 95 minutes. And I have a film that I really love of his called Touch of Zen, Criterion. And that's like 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 5 minutes. And I really love it. It's probably one of the best Chinese films I've ever seen. Touch of Zen has like a nature documentary thing at the start and a period drama and kung fu or I don't know, martial arts, and then something else. Maybe it's romance in it. And then it ends up as a Buddhist film. It's like a 3-hour film that sort of transforms itself along the way into different genres of films. But I like King Hu. And I have another King Hu film on Criterion, which is Dragon Inn, which is like an hour and a half, I think. I haven't watched Dragon Inn, but based on Touch of Zen, that's the reason why I bought this. I think it's got like loads of special features on here. But just look on the Arrow website or Google this and you can actually see for yourself, because I just don't want to waste too much. Well, I'm not going to show text. That's boring. I just should show pictures. I don't know. I usually show pictures. I don't know why I showed text there, but I did. But, yeah. So we're nearing the end of the video. We're getting close. Got one more movie to show and that'll be it. So King Hu is from Taiwan. He's from the older generation of Taiwanese directors, like in the 70s, and maybe the 60s too. And they would be replaced, because I watched another Chinese director from Taiwan recently, a film called A Brighter Summer Day that a YouTuber named Daisuke Beppu, who lives in Japan, I guess he highly regards that movie. Edward Yang made another movie called Yi, which I also have, but I watched, both of them are on Criterion, and I've watched Brighter Summer Day, but I haven't watched Come Drink With Me. But I plan on watching it. Um, but yeah, Edward Yang, and I can't remember all the names. Partially because they're Chinese names. It's very difficult to remember all their names. Um, but Edward Yang was like one of the directors that replaced directors like King Hu in the new like Chinese cinema. So, anyways, this I picked up off of eBay. It is an Arrow. I do have this film in a tin. I like the tin, but I don't know. My friends were like, friend Sasha, Sexy Monkey, and LJ. Like, I think both of them have this movie. Well, no, I mean, I think they both have this version. But obviously, it's RoboCop, and I got it used, but I think it said on eBay like new, and it has a that new print smell to it. So I don't think it's like, oh man, don't want to lose. I don't want to scratch that. Doesn't seem to stay firmly in place there. But anyways, the discs are just OCP, the company that makes the Ed 209 and RoboCop himself. So let me just show these real fast as I can. I would guess a lot of people, especially people watching this, would know the story of RoboCop and all that. So I won't regurgitate the story of RoboCop. I don't think I need to. But I've been told that by my friend Sasha, I think, and some other people, that this film is that this version is really good. It's a nice booklet or book. Got a lot of nice pictures in here. Big thick book, and it's got a lot of special features on the discs themselves. The tin that was released by MGM, I believe it was MGM, because at the time it came out, it was released by Orion in '87, and Orion, like United Artists, well, United Artists folded first. They produced the James Bond films. They also produced the Woody Allen films, and when they folded, Woody Allen went over to Orion. The James Bond films were became part of MGM, and then I think MGM bit the dust. I don't know if bit the dust. I think Warner Brothers bought them. United Artists. They had a big. I think they made the Deer Hunter. Correct me. I don't know. Anybody who knows, put a comment down there. Anyways, Michael Cimino, I think that's what way you say his name. He directed the Deer Hunter, so he wanted to make this Western called Heaven's Gate. And so because of the success of the Deer Hunter and the Oscars it garnered, they thought, can't lose again. And so he made this epic Western, and it basically bankrupted UA, United Artists. There's a book on it, on the making of it. I think I've only read parts of it, but it's called Final Cut. Is it Stephen Bach who wrote it? It's written by a guy that works for UA at the time, United Artists. I do have Heaven's Gate on Criterion. I don't know what to think of it. I sort of like long movies, even if they're like a mess. For example, I like having different cuts of films. I like that, like the Terrence Malick movies, like The New World and what's that movie? Tree of Life. I like having extra options. or like Blade Runner. I have 5 different cuts of that in the Blade Runner box set, which is fantastic. That was a limited edition. That's a DVD I have of it, but I don't know. The picture looks beautiful on the DVD, and I think it was scanned on 4K or 6K. So I don't need the Blu-ray. Is what I'm saying. And it, you know, it was a limited edition printing or whatever. It's packaged like one of the props in the movie, the Voight Kampf briefcase that Deckard carries around with him. But anyways, we're nearing the end of the video. I'm just showing the pictures in here. That's kind of funny. You know, RoboCop has sort of a ironic, funny kind of sound, humor to it. It has a seriousness to it as well, but it does have sort of a humor to it. You see it in the commercials that are shown in the movie. You know, like Nukem and Artificial Hearts, you know, and the car showing the dinosaur behind it, you know, and I'll buy that for $1 guy. So when I looked at the special features on RoboCop, here's the last thing I'll show, and then I'll wrap it up. I found out that when they made it, they weren't having a fun time making it. This is a poster. The crew, and I guess I don't know, maybe the cast too. Well, no, the cast I think was enjoying themselves, but the crew was not having a fun time because they shot this. It's set in Detroit, but they shot it in Texas. I can't remember which city in Texas, but yeah, they were not feeling great, you know. I mean, even though this is a classic 80s film, a really good movie, when the film was released, I mean, not when the film was released, when the film was being made, they were saying that the crew was just not in a good mood. They weren't feeling great. It wasn't a great experience, they were saying. But it produced a good film, you know. So I don't know. What can you say? Oh, and I guess you get a sticker here. So that wraps up the video. Sometimes it happens on a movie. Sometimes they'll shoot the movie, and the participants, it'll be a very good movie, but the participants in the movie will be having a terrible time making it. And then, you know, the opposite can happen too, where everybody's having a great time making the movie, and then it's a great movie when it comes out. But the opposite always happens. Not always. Sometimes happens a good deal too, where they have a great time making the movie, but when it comes out, it's a turkey. You know, it's a bomb. You know, so anyways, my voice is getting a little hoarse now because I've been speaking for over an hour. I mean, it says 56 minutes, but with the added footage before this, it's longer. So I'm going to bid you adieu. And thanks for watching. Leave your comments down there if you want. Just want to say anything. And here's the next Hiroshima song. So thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye now. wish your reflection reflected here in the mirror. But it seems like today. I've got to go away. You can do it anyways. Seems like I'm not back today. Seems like I love you. But now you're hurting me. Susan, I love you. Susan, I love you. Susan, I love you. I love you. Because I know I cannot have what I know, of what I knew, of what I knew, of what I knew. Days I lived before the war.